If you've ever thought that making homemade bread was too hard, I'm about to prove you wrong. This artisan loaf only needs 4 ingredients and you don't need any baking experience at all, I promise. If you aren't a visual learner, I will have the ingredients, the measurements, and the instructions below in the description box. But first things first, you need 3 1/4 cup of bread flour. Next is 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. And then the last dry ingredient is salt, and you need 1.5 teaspoons of that. Now mix all your dry ingredients until well combined. After that, we're going to add 1.5 cups of lukewarm water. It can literally be from the sink. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Now you might be a little bit scared at first because it will look like a wet dog, like it will look shaggy, but as long as you keep mixing, it'll come together and it'll start looking like dough. Now you want to make it into like a ball shape as best as you can. I actually just flip mine around, and then you cover it and then you leave it on the counter to rise for 2 to 3 hours. In the meantime, I was super productive. 2 to 3 hours later, your dough should have doubled in size or have tripled in size. That's why we used instant yeast. Now this next step is completely unnecessary, but I put mine in the fridge overnight. I feel like it tastes better. 12 hours later, you can use normal flour or bread flour. Just make sure whatever surface you're putting this dough on is floured. Now we need to create another ball. She doesn't need to be pretty, but she does need to be in a ball shape. It helps if you flip her over. You don't need parchment paper, but if you want to avoid doing dishes like I do, put down parchment paper. This is going to be the pan that you end up baking her on, and then we have to cover her again and let her rise and warm up for another 45 minutes. I was productive and did yesterday's dishes. When you have 15 minutes left, preheat your oven to 475 degrees. Then make an X at the top. If you want a crispier crust on your bread, fill a second pan with water and then place it in the bottom rack of your oven. And then go ahead and put your unbaked loaf right next to it. It'll bake for around 25 minutes, maybe 20, depending on how hot your oven is. Beware of the steam when you go to pull it out. But your bread should look literally golden and beautiful, and you actually have to wait 20-ish minutes for it to cool down before you slice her up. Otherwise, you will burn yourself. Unfortunately, I had South Park playing in the background, and I don't want to get in trouble, so I wish you could hear the crunch, but it's so crunchy and crispy and so good. If you make a loaf, please post a picture of it in the community section because I want to see it. I literally love bread and I want to see what you made.